Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Foundation. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I'm certainly excited to be back in Nerdsboro, where things are going pretty darn well indeed. Construction has started on a new church over here that I'm very excited about. You might have seen me put this together in the last episode. It's coming along, is what it's doing. It's getting there. It is in a bit of an unfortunate shape at the moment, but that will change as this bit goes on and as the other tower goes on. So we're not going to look at that for the time being. We'll look at that later when it's closer to being finished. But that's not the only thing that has changed between the episodes. I've gone ahead and got us another lumber camp right here. I've also got us another gathering hut right here. I have gone ahead and got us a shepherd and some sheep and a second wheat farm in the hopes that the second wheat farm will be enough to give us a really good supply of flour and then bread and therefore keep everybody happy. You might also notice that the population is at 60. Now, we are going to have some complaints from people because there is going to be a lack of, lack of religious availability, I guess, for everybody, and food is lacking a little bit as well. So we're actually going to go ahead and turn off immigration for a little while because we may also have a little bit of unemployment. Yeah, we do. Now that's okay because there are jobs available that I want to put everybody into. So we're going to go ahead and get maximum farmers. We're going to go maximum transporters, and we're going to go into stone cutting as well here. I'm not that worried about the soldiers at the moment. We don't need them. It's not a priority. It's basically resource gathering that we need right now. So that's going to be where it's at. Now, this second lumber camp is actually doing fantastic work already. As you can see, we have over 300 logs at the minute. The planks aren't doing so good, but that's mostly because they're all going into the construction of the rustic church. So once that's done, we're going to be pretty good for getting a whole bunch of planks. In terms of polished stone, we have 26 of that in the stockpile at the moment. I'd kind of like more than that, but there's not really a whole lot we're doing with it, so it doesn't really matter, I suppose. It's not that big of a deal if we have it or we don't have it, so yeah, that's where we are. That's where we're at, I suppose. We also have no quests at the moment, so that's fun. We've got nothing we can really do. I'm pretty sure, though, no, that's one of my workers. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, the envoys that come in to give us missions for our soldiers usually offer a free territory if we're successful. So what I think I might end up doing is, once this church is done, maybe we reopen immigration. Although maybe we want to get another gatherer's hut or another bakery or something like that. But we'll figure something out there. Maybe we reopen immigration. Maybe we try and get a bunch of soldiers. And then, not only are we getting 1,000 gold for every single mission that my soldiers do, we're also looking at getting... Who are you? That is not even going to try. Not even going to try that name. Not even worth it. I know I can't do it. There's no point. There is no point. That's just I've discovered if this job has taught me anything, it is my complete inability to pronounce a lot of things. So many things that I just can't pronounce. It's kind of ridiculous. It really, really is. Now let me see here. You have 2 wheat available. You have none. You have none. You have a bit of bread available. And okay, so there is actually wheat in here. That's nice. I guess we maybe need to get some houses up here, which is actually a thing that's already happening. I've gone ahead and set some residential zoning up along this little road here. And apparently they're building back there as well. But the hope there is that we can get people living a little bit closer to their place of work. So maybe the person that works in the bakery or the mill or the farms, maybe they can live a little bit closer. I don't think they will move house. I mean, if they're already living down here, I don't think they'll up and leave and move elsewhere, but we can hope, all right? we can definitely hope that having some houses closer to these things will be a bit of a help. I'd also really like to get the happiness back up towards 85. I think that's roughly where it was before we had a whole bunch of people moving in that can't go to church. So hopefully we can do that. In terms of this construction, we still need 40 more wood, which is actually available. And the tools are available as well. So it's just a matter of time before that thing gets built. And that, again, has a capacity of 70. So we're going to be able to bring in quite a few people. In fact, I'll tell you what. Yeah, there's a few people lacking food. Let me go ahead and open up to immigration again. Because there are jobs available and there are things I'd still like to build. And I'm also thinking that, you know, the sooner the better in terms of population growth, as long as it's sustainable, which it may or may not be. I'd also like my soldiers so I can get my free territories, because I'd really like, you know, this territory here. I'd like to build on it. I'd also like to put another fishing hut here. Maybe another one here. In fact, we could probably queue those up already. We also, you know what? We have enough money to buy a territory. I'm doing it. Boom. There we go. We had the money. I might as well. Might as well buy it. Let me go ahead and get some fishers' huts as well, though. Because I'm thinking one right about there. I don't know if that actually placed. It didn't. I'm thinking one right about there. There. Anywhere? Hello? Right there. That'll do. I'm thinking one right about there as well. And then I do actually really want another one here. I really do. I think right here is a fantastic spot. So that'll be 3 more fishers at some point, which will be a bunch more fish, which will be a bunch more money and a bunch more happiness and people being fed, which is always good. And then I think down here, we also need to go in and fill this in again, because that's not where the Lord's Manor is anymore. So fill all of that in. And then I think just bring this residential zone sort of down and around. Maybe take it off the church, but we can have it pretty much follow this road if we want it to, which I think I do. So have it come down, have it sort of stay on that road down to about there. And that'll give us a bunch more room for residential zoning. And hopefully that'll give us space where people are like living near the fishing huts and also working at the fishing huts. We will probably want a warehouse down here, though. So I think what I'm going to actually do is put this warehouse right in the middle of the trees here. So it's nice and central in relation to the new fishing huts. So that'll be a whole bunch of construction. I mean, the warehouse is going to need planks and stone. These all need logs, which we have, but it's a bunch more construction. It's, again, you know, 3 new fishing huts, a warehouse. The roads will need to go in. Houses are being built everywhere. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of development happening, and I'm very excited about it. I'm actually really keen to see just how far I can go with Nerdsborough, because, I mean, I've had some success in this game. I've yet to have this degree of success here. And I know this doesn't look like much, but this is good for me. All right? This is very good for me. So I realize my builders are already super busy. They're working on the church, they're going to be working in the fishing huts, but they're also working on all of these houses. With that said, I kind of want to make them busier, because between episodes, we also happen to unlock the iron smelter, blacksmith, coal hut, and iron mine. So I'm thinking that I want to put an iron mine right here. So one right there. And I also want to put a coal hut just back here. So, sort of, I guess, next to that house, which is going to be really miserable for them to live next to, but there they go, they can have it. But the reason I'm doing that is because iron and coal are essential for, well, iron ore and coal are essential for an iron smelter to make iron bars, and iron bars are essential for a blacksmith to make tools. So I'm basically wanting to put us in the path towards making our own tools, because I think, I'm not certain, but I think I can sell those in a market stall. And if I can't, then, I mean, no one's actually buying them, unfortunately, but we can figure something out for them. at least we'll be making our own. We don't have to buy them anymore. So that's a thing, I suppose. But I'm also intentionally avoiding building a weaver's hut or a tailor's workshop, because a tailor's workshop will create clothes, which is a source of happiness for people. But at the minute, there is no demand for it. So the fact that they don't have clothes doesn't bother them. But the second you build the workshop, it starts to bother them because you have the means to make the clothes. It's a bit of an exploit of game mechanics that I'm using right now, but basically they don't care about clothes if you can't make clothes. The second we can is the second that in this menu, you'll see not only are they lacking food and religion, they will also be lacking clothes. So what I'm going to try and do is completely deal with the food situation, obviously completely deal with the religion situation, and then start making tools, and then start looking at clothes. That's my plan. So that's kind of why I'm not going straight for the tailor's workshop or the iron smelter. I would really like to get... we can actually do this. Hold on. I want to unlock this. I do want to unlock this. I also don't know how to make glass. I actually have no idea how to make glass. Oh no, they're selling glass. Okay, so we can buy that. Glass is actually something we need a little bit later on. But anyway, I want to unlock this because they're actually buying wool. So what we're going to do is say sell all of our wool, because I think we have some. Yeah, we have 50 in here, so we might as well just sell every bit of wool that we have at the minute, because we're not using it for anything else. So it's just more gold, which is fantastic news. I'm also noticing we have 327 gold right now. So let me go to the iron smelter. And I want to throw the iron smelter right here. I think that'll be a fantastic spot for it. It'll look pretty good. And the blacksmith is 200 gold, which we can now afford. And I'm thinking the blacksmith, I'm almost tempted to throw it in here. It just doesn't really fit. But I think the blacksmith being in the keep would look awesome. There just really isn't the room. We could certainly try and throw it on the beach here. Might look a bit interesting. Those barrels are sort of, well, right there. That might look interesting though. Blacksmith down on the beach. We could throw it in this space as well. I just want it to look good, you know? I want it to be in a nice little spot. Could throw it over in this corner. That's always an option. We have obviously got the hill as well, but I'm thinking over here. I'm honestly thinking that next to the church, like right here is probably the best spot, so right there will do. And that's all of those buildings queued up to, be built as well. I've also just noticed, I know you can't see this, but I've just noticed my phone, just flashing up here, and I really shouldn't check it in the middle of a video, but I'm doing it for a reason. Let me see here. So basically, my current set of headphones are my current set of headphones are falling apart, and I tried to purchase some new ones. Let me see here. So your card ending in blah 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 is blocked. Did you use the card at this time for this amount? If yes, reply with Y. If no, call this number. Yes, I did. There we go. Let me just fix this. So this happens a lot. I ordered my tickets for TwitchCon Europe earlier today, and I also booked the hotel earlier today. My headphones are also falling apart, so I went to order some new ones, which are V-Moda Crossfade M100s, in case you're curious. And every time I try to buy stuff online, eventually my bank goes, hey, we think this is fraud. Despite me every single time I call them, I'm like, no, I just buy things in the middle of the night. I'm not a normal human being. Every time. It's genuinely, I've had this conversation so many times with my bank. I mean, I'm grateful that they have fraud protection on my account and all that, but it's such a pain when you try to buy things and it's like, hey, you ain't doing that. We think it's fraud. It's such a pain. It really is. It's also completely unrelated to this video, but you know, story time. You're welcome. Oh, no, this is all coming together. Look at this. We have a new Fisher's Hut ready to go. Let's send Jane out for that one. Let me also have a little look at other jobs available, because we do still have soldiers available, but we do also have stonecutter positions. So let's see. We can actually fill up a decent amount of those, and we have no other soldiers, no other people available to work at the keep itself. The good news, though, is that this is built. So we have the means to keep bringing people in and hopefully to keep feeding them. We also have an envoy, but I'm pretty sure that actually we can do this. I think we only have 4 soldiers, but if I'm not mistaken, we do have 2 new people coming to town here. So we should... eventually, there they are. We should be able to get 2 more soldiers onto this right here. So what I'll do is just put 1 on it and then put someone else to work at this new Fisher's Hut, which is about to be done. So this is going very well. This is actually great. I'm really hopeful we can keep feeding people here. So let me see here. Building complete Fisher's Hut. Fantastic. There's something else finished. Fisher's Hut. Fantastic. So one of you can work there, and another one can go work at Fisher's Hut. There you go. And then we have, in theory, if I do this properly, we should have a 5th soldier at some point. I think they might have to go down here first. There we go. Barbara. Off you go. So we'll send them all off. The reward here is 1,000 gold, 20 whatever that is, plus 10 points for the kingdom, and a free territory. So, I'm thinking I'm going to start grabbing territories back here. Maybe. I might just keep building out this way and try and grab the whole coastline. But I realize, I mean, this whole area is getting to the point where it might not be a terrible idea to start seriously, like, planning where things are going. Because it's all just sort of thrown together right now, and I don't know if I like that. We also have some people lacking food, which is, well, I'm very concerned about that. We do have a decent amount of fish, but there's definitely a bit of a lack of food. Also, is this where we're selling the fish? It absolutely is. Yeah, maybe we should move the fish market into here. I think I'm going to do that. I kind of like the idea of moving the fish market into the keep. It's just next door to it anyway, so we might as well. So food stall, that's a food stall sign. Food stall. Oh, it can't go too far away. That's a bit of a pain, but that's, I mean, it makes sense. So let me go ahead and do the food stall for fish right there. And let me do a red tent for that one, I think. Just because I think it'll look neat. Let me do a food stall sign next to it. And I'll tell you what, I'll do another food stall sign on the other side just because it's fancy. So there they go. They got 2 signs. They're going to be doing fish. We could go for more barrels, which I think I will. I kind of like the idea of a couple more barrels there. And I'm honestly thinking I'm going to do a little bit more in the way of a fence here. Just because I can. So something like that. It can go to about there. And I think that'll look okay. We could do another bench if we really wanted to, which I think I kind of want to do. I kind of like the idea of maybe having a bench just there. And yeah, let's start the construction on that. We don't have any cloth right now, but that's fine. We could technically make it if we wanted to. But what I'll do instead is just buy until we have 10. I don't know if anyone's selling it, though. No, no one is selling it, so we might actually have to make that. Which is totally doable, to be fair. It is entirely possible to make cloth. So maybe a weaver's hut is something we should grab. Because it's not going to generate any demand for... It's not going to generate demand for clothes. It's the tailor's workshop that does that. So a weaver's hut might be okay. I'm also thinking I'm going to do the weaver's hut miles away from where the wool is. Not because it makes sense, which it obviously doesn't, but because I have a warehouse here where I can say, you know, let's go ahead and have, for 1, we're going to have fish. For 2, we're going to have the cloth in there. We could also do... I don't think I want to do coal or iron ore. I think I will do iron, though, because it's kind of close to where the blacksmith is going to be. So that probably works out. And then up here, I guess, yeah, these are slowly being built. Okay. This is definitely coming together. Let's see. So you want fish. Okay. I think we'll go for the clergy. I think the clergy is fine. Let's go ahead and stockpile the fish. And let's see. So plus... Okay, so we can get the church. That's kind of nice. I think I will unlock that. We'll go ahead and unlock the church. And maybe... What is this? God would appreciate if you were to build a monument to his splendor. Build a church. You give me some gold for it. Sure, we'll do that. Might as well. It's not a timed thing, so that's all right. Let me unlock that small stone wall as well. So we'll go ahead and let's get this fish shipped off first. If we can. Would be very nice to see that done. I suppose we could also go to workplaces here real quick and say, give me another fisherman. Or have the new people not got here yet? I guess they haven't. Yeah, there they are, just coming in. All right. So once they get... Oh, we can also send the fish off. There we go. So stop stockpiling that. Let me get... What else have we got? Oh, we need transporters as well. So give me 1 transporter, please. Have they not got to the town center yet? Really? There we go. So give me one fisherman and 1 transporter. Alrighty. Well, that's fantastic news. That's actually gonna help things along very well. I'm really excited about this. I'm really keen to see this all come together. Also, you have to sail some serious kind of, well, not that much of a distance, but still a bit of a distance to get the fish there. You guys have to sail further. It's a little bit silly, but at least that's going to keep people eating. Now, let's see here. No one's going to be working on this for a while, I suppose, because everything else is going to be higher priority. Now, the mine isn't done yet. The coal hut isn't done yet, although the tools are being brought over. Herman is on his way. Lucy's on the way with the tools there as well. The iron smelter is going to take a while, and then I guess the blacksmith is probably going to be secondary to that. That's fine, though. I'm honestly so excited to see this come together. I really am. 2 new villagers, fantastic news. That's going to let us get more... Yeah, that'll... Wait a minute. So, yeah, I'm just reading this wrong. Oh, they're on the way back. Fantastic. Yeah, I was reading this wrong. I thought they were already on the way back. I thought I'd already seen the notification for it, but apparently not. Apparently I imagined it. Either way, them being on the way back means... I think they're going to be over here, right? Yeah, there they are. So they're on the way back, meaning I should be about to get 1,000 gold for that. Not that 1,000 gold is going to be too useful, considering we can only have 900, but it does mean I could buy another territory. But I think, yeah, we get a free territory. So we don't even have to worry about that. We don't even have to buy one. That seems a little bit overpowered. That seems a little bit poorly balanced. Like, here's 1,000 gold and a free territory. I assume it's just balanced that way as a means of, like, hey, the game's just hit early access. There's not really an end game just yet, but that's still... That's something serious. Anyway, let's go ahead and get a charcoal burner, please, and a miner, so that we can start gathering those resources and eventually have them moved on this way. And then eventually we'll get an iron smelter and a blacksmith, and all should be good in the world. Now let's see, we did just get that free territory. Do we want to keep moving down the coast, or do we want to move back this way? I'm actually looking at this area and I'm getting quite tempted. Largely because of the amount of trees that we could gather. This area, of course, we could sort of grab and move up onto the cliffs a little bit, which might not be a bad idea. That really might not be a bad idea. I'm not 100% sure. You know what? I kind of want this one. And I might buy that one as well. Just, yeah, why not? I'll buy both of them. That's fine. So what I'm thinking is I want to go over here and build or create an extraction zone. And it's just something a bit rough. I don't think everything will be gathered there, but I want to create an extraction zone because I kind of want to, I want to clear that area and put another farm there, I think. Because if the population keeps growing, we are going to need more bread. So I think an extraction zone there with just a little lumber camp on the road, or even just right in the middle of it. So a little lumber camp right in the middle there. We'll prioritize it. We can clear out that area and put in a couple of the wheat farms there. We could maybe put another windmill down here and another bakery, and hopefully that'll be good for food. Everyone's relatively happy. I mean, there's only one person lacking housing and one person, 3 people lacking food, so that seems all right. I'm also thinking we should maybe throw in another well, actually. Maybe just next to the church. Because these guys up here have to come all the way down the hill and over to there, so now they'll be able to sort of just go past the church. Oh, the smelter's done. Oh, that looks fantastic. We can get 2 people working in there. We've already got a couple of people working up here, so yeah, this will be excellent. Oh, that takes 30? No, it's 1 to 1. Okay, it's got 30 in there and it's got 2 coal. That's, oh, I was gonna say that was looking kind of ridiculous there. All right, let me see. Have we got anyone unemployed? We don't, but we do have 2 new people coming in, so that's all right. I think I'm going to aim for a population. I think I will try and get the population to 110 before I start looking at building something like a church, because I have dabbled with the church a little bit. And let me show you why I'm kind of reluctant to build it anytime soon. Obviously, similar layout to how the rustic church goes in the market. But the church is quite big. It's quite sizable. So maybe the church will actually go over here and not just a farm. But what I'm thinking for the church is we do a core, and then we do another core, and another core. And the problem becomes they don't line up very well. They just don't. They're all sort of different heights. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is that the big tower, while huge, takes a lot of resources. It looks good, but it takes a lot of resources. And for all those resources, the capacity is less than this thing. Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of where the problem with this church comes in. The extensions are okay. You know, we can slap some extensions on there and sort of try to make it all that little bit bigger if we really want to. So we're up to like 75 right now, which honestly, not great. But then on the other side, we can go in and say, all right, 75 is not great, but we can, you know, slap a few more extensions onto the back of this thing if we possibly can. It should. There we go. No, is that right? No, it isn't. Okay. So that actually needs to attach to that one. But again, you can see like the height difference. This side's fine. That side, not so much. And then another extension on there. I mean, we're up to 90 people. Extension B has a nice rounded end on it, so that'll give us up to 93 people. Up to 96 people. It's a huge, huge building that needs, honestly, like a completely flat area to be worth building, I think. You can get nice, like, red themes for it, or blue themes for it if you want. I'm thinking, well, you know what? Let's build one very quickly. We'll build a small one, because the quest that we have for it doesn't specify that we need to build a huge one. So we'll do a very small church, I think. And what I'm thinking we're going to do is we have these small towers that I think are very cool. So throw a small tower on the front, raise it up to like that height, I think. Oh, that looks terrible. Never mind. Let's just do a big tower on the front, I guess. Now even that looks kind of ridiculous. That's kind of silly looking to me. You see what I mean? Like this looks kind of silly, just by the very nature of how big the tower is in contrast to the building itself. Yeah, it's a bit weird. We can put a door on here though, and the door can just sort of slap on the front there. That's no problem. We can do things like a cross up on the tower, which is apparently sideways. That's interesting. Can I? There we go. Just fix that. We'll do a gargoyle, because I guess why not? It looks kind of interesting. I think we'll take the gargoyle off. It looks a little silly. Let's put a cross back up there. And then for things like the extensions, I mean, this only has a capacity of 20. I know it's very small, but like that capacity is so bad for the resources this takes. Oh no, that's kind of cool. That actually looks all right. If I can get that to match up on the other side. Which of course I can't because of the height difference. Come on. There was so much potential there. That's kind of a pain. Yeah, I mean, we have these different towers and all that stuff as well. We have the small towers too, which I guess I could sort of throw that one there-ish. But it doesn't add to the capacity, so I don't think I'll bother. Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. That is a little bit annoying the way this the church sort of comes about. So I guess what I'll do is we'll build one, but we'll sort of throw it way up on the hill, maybe? Ooh, up here would be cool. Yeah, let's do a church up here, like way, way up on the hill. So it's a little bit out of the way, but I think it's going to look good. So right up there for the church. That is properly out of the way. But I think it'll look really good. Like when we zoom out like this and you just have the big tower and the red roof and all that on it. I think that'll look really, really good. And we have almost got the materials for it. So you know what? Let's actually start that construction. Let's start the construction. That is something I'm actually okay with. I think that'll look really good. I've managed to turn it around. I've gone from being like, nah, we don't need that church, to being like, oh, we need that church. So I'm actually genuinely quite excited for that. This right here is still going to take some time to build. That's actually okay. We have some complaints. The stone cutters are full. Okay. Do we have anyone unemployed right now? We do not. That's not a big deal. That's actually okay. I'm not too worried about that. We can get some new people eventually. The immigration is relatively frequent, so that's no big deal at all. I guess we're just waiting. I guess we're going to be waiting to see. I mean, we've got 2 new people. No, that's a trader. Never mind. We've got the trader coming in. We got the church going up. We got the blacksmith going up. There's a lot going on. And the population's going up as well. So, ladies and gents, I think we'll leave it there for today. Thank you very much for watching. It's been my pleasure as always. If you liked the video, like the video. If you disliked it, dislike it. Then leave a comment, tell me why. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.